I remember that.
Hey guys, welcome to another My Hero Academia manga stream. We have these every Sunday, except for last week. We actually had like a pretty fair hiatus on that one. But we're back again. We're going to read the new chapter, which is chapter 342. I'm here with Mark.
Hey.
And Mark, there's something that we always do before we read every new like manga chapter release, and what would that be?
Recap episode!
Yes, this is the recap episode of chapter 341, which featured Toga, right? I did a quick scan of that one where it was literally kind of a narrative of just kind of like following her back to her old home, getting also just like a little quick dive into like her psyche, which a lot of people would not want to even like touch, right? It's like someone drew a poopy thing on her wall. That's foul.
You the shit.
One of the biggest things that we found out about this chapter was the fact that Dabi, before whatchamacallit, he got swept away by Gigantomachia, he actually acquired a bit of twice his blood, specifically for Toga to use.
Which is terrifying.
It's terrifying. But that means that she would probably only be able to use it for like a short period of time to cause the most damage. So she's gonna have to be careful about how she uses it, like in the upcoming like fights. So she can't really use
it. She can only use it for a certain amount of time.
Right. Honestly, like back then when she acquired like Deku's blood, I had like some big concerns about like how she'd be able to utilize it. Thankfully she didn't actually use it like to a point of like using like his quirk. I don't know. Actually, I don't think she would be able to, because it isn't the requirement to like, well, I guess it doesn't have to be a mutual agreement, but she just needs to be close to that person. Her thoughts alone for that person to be able to utilize a quirk.
Legit has nothing to do with consent.
I know. I was like, wait, Hiraka doesn't really like her like that at all. Doesn't even think of her as an acquaintance. Yeah, so I guess it really is just
she feels bad for her, but they aren't like that.
I wonder if she just kind of knows that. Like maybe that's because she's aware that, well, maybe she's not fully aware of that because she just found out like when she used Hiraka again, she could use her quirk. So I guess naturally she just feels close to people and bonds with them to an unhealthy amount, and that just somehow helps. It just somehow like works in her favor as far as utilizing their quirk. So I've always wondered if
like a vampire at the end of the day.
Yeah, maybe like, I mean, her like design's kind of different. Doesn't really give me like the vampire vibe, except for like her fangs, and that's it. But other than
the
that,
fangs are very vampire-esque.
Yeah. But I wonder. I always wondered if she would have been able to use Deku's quirk, but I'm not sure, and I don't think like it might happen. Like we might even get an idea, or maybe it won't be one of those things where Horikoshi like answers it in a question like, well, next question.
Answers your question with a question.
Mm-hmm. But after that, we cut over to All for Shiggy returning back to like the hideout with All for One and Spinner. And Spinner has a bit of a play here in the next like upcoming chapter, but essentially leaves it off with him leading pretty much like, I mean, this is not even his full attention. He's here for like Shigaraki specifically as the real homie, the guy who's
I'm here for my boy. I ain't here for you.
Mm-hmm. But now he's kind of like involved to this point where like he himself just simply in his position be the one to kind of lead change to those like with mutant quirks. So man, dude, we just went to X-Men territory.
Really did go into X-Men.
So we're here. We're gonna jump into the upcoming chapter here, which is 342. I've not seen it yet.
Let me just pull it up.
Okay, got you.
A space-time distortion is forming.
I like that part of the chapter. And I check out the chapter. Oh, you're right.
Oh,
Porygon, huh?
Oregon, my hero.
Quark, download. Uh-huh. Actually, I could. Wait, this is
I
not
can see a
Quark.
tech hero like that
I
exists.
was like, wait, this is not Quark concepts. Hold on.
I can see that working.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you could really, like, cut down on certain, like, Pokemon designs and make them into quirks. All of a sudden, every single person, like, in Pokemon
A lot of
universe.
Pokemon could be quirks.
Yeah, like, all of a sudden, all the people who dress up as Pikachu suddenly just have, like, powers.
I mean, let's be real. In the movie, Rhodey's quirk might as well have been a Pokemon.
It really is, yeah. Man, dude. Never forget you, Rhodey. Never gonna forget you.
I like Rhodey.
Mm. And you know, Pia's real people too. She farted on deck.
Little.
I'll never forget it. That was
I
Rhodey's
was like, did this shit just fart?
his true intentions.
He wants to fart on Izuku.
I wish to fart on you. Excuse me?
I'd rather you not.
Deck is like, I need an adult. He turns to Horikoshi. Horikoshi just kind of gives him like the short shake of his head.
He said, "Don't look at me."
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to go? I'll just go ahead and just read just real quick the chapter title here, which is number 342, The Extreme Quiet Before the Storm. So we've definitely hopped out of like the whole mini arc that was how like we all became the greatest heroes, and now we are shifting over to the actual conflict at hand. I like how it's described too, the extreme quiet before the storm. Like, this isn't just simply, yeah, this isn't just like the nice little preparations here and there. Like,
When you're the quiet before the storm, it's like that eerie, like it's too quiet, and before the big loud thunderclap, essentially, is what it's getting at.
Mm-hmm. But to
It's
put like
a very old saying.
Yeah, but this definitely gives me like a different like vibe entirely by emphasizing it.
Dude, I just feel like this. It's like obviously they're hinting at it. I just like it's about to go down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will go ahead and begin with the first page. I already read the chapter title, but here we are. The setting: UA High, the evacuee residential area. As you can see, doesn't really. I was gonna say it doesn't really look like UA, but it's definitely the UA grounds, and it pretty much is the residential area. All these houses have been like set up, all of them like 4 stories. They
are massive.
They got the entire population. Like everyone's evacuated everywhere else too. And it's crazy because the next panel, you just see like everything on the ground floor, and it really just legitimately looks like people just like walking around, just chilling out for a bit. Obviously, a lot of people have like a lot of anxiety on them given the circumstances, but still, like this seemed like if you just took this panel out of context, I would not have known exactly this would be like school grounds.
It's like, where is this? Oh, it's school.
It's like a much more populated like college campus.
Fair.
Or just a college event. Anyway, we got the panel of a dude here. He's got a vest on, polo, like a collared shirt on. He walks past a lady. He just says, just very calmly, "We got new orders." She's like, "Go on."
We got a rat.
I see that UA hasn't disposed of any of their robots or anything like that. Anyway, they continue. "You know who anticipated that, as evacuees here wouldn't be able to act as freely. He says, fan the flames, rally the discontented faction that's been keeping quiet and lying in wait. UA is aware that Tomura Shigaraki will be operational in less than a week's time. The school knows of the impending danger, but they're keeping it from the common people. So, fan the flames. Until that fortress is once again an inhospitable place for Izuku Midoriya. My
Basically,
God,
he's
dude.
like, hey, you gotta make it. You make him get out of there.
Yeah, force him to leave. Man, dude, after everything that Rocket did, man, dude, with the smile on his face, bruh.
Yeah, so it seems very all for one.
Very all for one. Do you want to continue on from here?
You can keep going.
Okay, got you. Anyway, on the absolutely opposite of that, like we shipped over to the student dorms, absolutely spaced out. Like you wouldn't even. It's like the same like school grounds, but just the angle of it and just like what we're seeing, completely spaced out in comparison. Anyway, next shot, Kaminari like hits the floor immediately. I'm pooped.
I know, dude. He hit the ground like he just got back from battle. He's like, ugh.
Bruh. But let's see. Who's saying this one right here? Oh well, I guess he's just continuing. I'm pooped. The search area is just too big. There's so like few heroes left to help. It's a serious problem. This is a temporary break from the search effort.
Temporary.
We have all the our class 1A students like walking in. Kaminari is the only one who literally fell down to the ground. Looks like everyone else is okay though. Good lord, he is back with his full suit of armor. It looks slightly different, I think. It might be something about the arms, I think. Or actually just everything in general.
The helmet opens up. I know that's different.
Oh shit, you're right. Oh my dude, it's Iron Man, but with speed.
It's just the Iron Man theme, but sped up.
But with engines. Anyway, Ida like starts up. Bedtime, friends. On double. Our greatest strength is youth, so every action. Oh my god, he really just said youth. So every action should fuel us for what's to come. And let's not forget to brush our teeth. Bago. They told us to get stronger.
And you see, that's kind of why I like the fan translation more. He said, it means we'll get stronger. I was like, he's like, fine, I'll brush my teeth. That means I get stronger.
Anyway, we have Minette over here. I just wish we had a little time to spare to swap dirty clothes. Or, dirty stories, he means. Minetta? Really? Anyway, Degu's like, I don't know about the dirty part, but yeah, I get it. As he thinks to himself, there's barely any time to like really talk. Oh no. He looks over, he just sees Araka talking to Mina for a bit as he thinks about like what she's done for him. And he just thinks, I haven't really been able to thank her properly.
Did you say Mina?
Wait, is that not Mina?
Uraraka?
No, I mean Araka is like with Mina in that panel.
Yeah, I think he's looking at Uraraka.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I meant. So, rewinding, he's looking over to Uraraka, who is looks like she's just conversing with Mina for a bit. He thinks about Uraraka and what she's done, going to the top of UA, like with a megaphone and talking and just kind of like moving everyone with her words about how they should allow Deku to stay. He thinks of the fact that he hasn't been able to talk to her properly, to which he tries to reach out. Uraraka, bam! Here comes. Oh my god, here comes All Might. I am
here with great timing.
I am here. Just like every day. Jiro, what's up? You're full of energy, I see. Just the opposite as he like swings his fist around. But we got Sugar Rush, Detective Sakachi, and the principal too. Momo's like, does this concern the situation with Aoyama? One finger from Detective Sakachi is like, hold up.
He's like, ding ding.
And all of a sudden, like, All Might just gets really serious. It's about what comes next. And we're only informing select individuals for now. It's time to discuss our final plans for the second pivotal war. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Be right back.
Oh, okay. I'll go and, I suppose, continue. Oh, there's me. Hold on. Does that actually interfere with our face cam? It does not. Perfect. Yeah, like the manga overlay pretty much just has like Mark right here as a static shot here, and it helps with like thumbnail making. But in the event that you have to drop off call, it also helps with that too. Ugh. I'm gonna take a drink of water just for good luck. All right. So we got a panel, right, of it seems to be just kind of like an abandoned building, which Hawk's genius, Endeavor, and why am I blanking up our name? But it's one of the Pussycats, the ones behind the one who's like really working the decks right now. Anyway, it looks like they're prepping up. You can tell, like right now, like they have not really been taking a break. Like Genius is like, his denims are like kind of like torn just a touch, and of course, Endeavor has a little bit of dirt on his face. It looks like they are cutting up. Well, Endeavor is thinking about probably a shot of what he's probably seen. We see in one panel, it's Aizawa, a couple other folks looking over at dude, I do not remember, the warp guy who previously was a friend of his. No real expressions we see of Aizawa. We just see him inside with the eye patch. Another panel of a caged up Aoyama, and now we get a shot back up to UA. Look it up, like a shot of the skies from like the grounds of UA. We have a shot of Bakugo, Todoroki, and then Deku. And then we jump over to a little quick later on the next day. Hey, did you hear the principal's announcement this morning? Yeah. Apparently Tomura Shigaraki is going to make a big move in just 4 days. As one of the dudes that was like in the beginning, who's like, what? We have the entirety of Class 1A. We'd like to thank you all for everything. We have Ida and also Deku both bowing down, but everyone else is like shouting out loud, except for Bakugo. Bakugo doesn't really give a shit. Bakugo doesn't want to do that. Nah, that's not me. That's not. Who? What? Nah, that can't be me. I'll just go and move my panel over here. Aw, we have the Coda. He's like, Midoriya, you're leaving school again? Yes. As we have a background shot of like the big wall of UA, and you can see the little mass that is like Class 1A, and everyone else like further back, closer to us, is like all the residents, or at least I got a lot of people like foreseeing all this. You've given me, this is Deku, more than enough downtime to clean myself up.
I've returned.
You returned. Okay, just to catch you up real quick. I'm looking at a shot of like the big wall, and Deku saying, "We'd like to thank you all for everything." And Midoriya, you're leaving school again? Yes. You've given me more than enough downtime to clean myself up. We have Snipe is like, you folks, safety is the goal we're shooting for. So all we're asking is that y'all in the right frame of mind, you're all in the right frame of mind, and when it's time to go to the evac system. As we get like a little bit of like people like talk in the back. Our dude, the informant, spy, what have you, he's thinking, these honest fools, they could have made the big man's life so much harder by shutting their traps and keeping the boy protected here.
You want me to pick up?
Yeah, go ahead and go for this one. There's a lot of panels for this one too.
We didn't plan it this way. but now our mission is sure to succeed. This way, our future is guaranteed. They're just like, oh, thank God we won't have to get hurt. Thank God.
Aw. We got
We see
the shot of fam.
it's all the fams. We see Izuku and his mama Midoriya. And then we see Todoroki and his sister, his mom, and his brother. And then we see Todoroki himself, and then we see Jiro and her parents, Uraraka and her parents. We see the principal and recovery girl. We see Eri and Present Mike. We see Eri, Koda, and Izuku all. Then we see Bakugo, and his mom, and his dad. I love that panel. We see our very large woman in Shoji. And then we see our guy from the first episode and a few other people. 30 kilometers from UA. We'll go forward here. Makeshift fortress, Troy.
Oh my God, really?
For those who aren't familiar, Troy refers to an ancient city in Greece. The city of Troy. Some of you may know it from the Tale of Odysseus and or the Trojan Horse. Your home away from home went up in the blink of an eye, thanks to cement toss, power loader, and ectoplasm. Can't hold a candle to UA itself, but it's sturdy enough. Now toss your cargo in your new rooms and get in gear. Wow, so faithful to the Heights Alliance design. Truly. Maybe the last place we'll ever lay our heads. Let's hope not. Don't even joke, says Shiguro.
Yeah, it's true. You look at this thing like, dude, this looks like some kind of Avengers facility.
Not into the door. Like when you pick him up, he came running upstairs.
That's yeah. I'm just trying to do something.
Just trying to do some. Say, excuse me?
Right. Somebody's at the door, so he's like, as he goes off. Sugar Rush, don't even joke. Could you just zoom in on Sugar Rush's face?
Yeah, no, he's dead serious. Like, hey, stop.
It's so fucking. Don't even joke. Then we see, think of the hallways, the door cracked open, and then we see Izuku's in his room. He looks at the window. What does he see? He sees his lady love, Uraraka, looking off.
Is it time?
Dude, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, kiss, kiss, kiss.
This is that.
Uraraka, as he jumps down. Oh, Deku. You all unpacked? Yeah, I hardly brought anything. Same, just some spare clothes.
Yeah.
As the wind just blows.
You can.
Yeah.
I also want to like point out the fact that like they are like actually like in whatever suits that they can possibly bring. Like Araraka right now kind of dresses like slightly casually, just like with like a button up, not buttoned, but just a button up, just like over actual like hero like costume.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting. You just kind of like you could tell like yeah, and it's also like your hero costume like hasn't really been cleaned up as much. Like it's a little scuffed because they've just been like working like already. It's just interesting because
really doing the Superman right now. The hero costume underneath the clothes.
Yeah. Deku doesn't have his costume quite. Anyway.
Yep, he doesn't have his costume quite. It's more just his clothes, his gym clothes. Uraraka, thank you for what you did. Go forward. Sorry I couldn't find a moment to say anything until now, but thank you. I mean it. She's all, nah, that was nothing. You know, you never change, huh? Always sweating the small stuff. So, what you doing out here? Just looking at the city. As they both just look out. I'm kind of weird. Weird? You're not weird. You're strong and brave, with a hairdo that's perfect for you, not to mention kind and honest, and that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. Didn't see that coming. Back there when I was shouting from the top of UA, out of nowhere, thoughts of Himiko Toga popped into my head. That's what she's like, having the flashbacks of her. Izuku's just like, we fought, just me and her during Gigantomachia's rampage. She said something, and I fired back with stuff I thought was obvious, stuff I take for granted. She looked so sad hearing that. Look what they did to the city. She's a villain who helped them snuff out people's lives, their happiness. The thought of just forgiving her? Nah, we're way past that point. Of course, I know that, but still. It's in all bold letters, person, too. And I have no clue what's obvious for her, like what she takes for granted. I got to thinking about how I don't know the first thing about Himiko Toga.
Ooh, man, dude. I wasn't expecting this, but all right. I guess I'll continue. Araka continues here. So, yeah, I'm just out here taking a gander at the city. So I'll never forget the horrors I saw that day. And to keep those weird, silly thoughts out of my head. Deku's same. I mean, huh? I saw a little boy inside of Shigaraki. He was crying. Maybe there's no way to avoid a battle, but I can't ignore what I saw deep inside him. Araka kind of looks. She turns her head around. I guess both of us are kind of weird.
I ship it.
The ship! But that's all we get.
I love this bit.
Okay. We oh my god, it's these two. Anyway, or these three. They go to the door to I don't know whose room this is. I guess Frey, like, they completely like blank slated everyone's room, so we don't have like the I worked hard bit for Todoroki.
I worked hard.
Anyway, we have the Kirishima, we have Ida, and then Todoroki in the same room. Well, Shoto starts off and says, "Thanks for being here for me, guys, but I'm good." Ida says, "I too have an older brother." Hey, cut it out. There's no need to compare the families. Heck, I don't even know even Toya's favorite food. Oh, we have Bak. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see Bakugo.
Yeah.
I didn't even see Bakugo. He's laying down on the bed. He says,
chilling, dude. I love this.
Bakugo's like, it's gotta be piping hot udon.
Cold soba, hot.
Well, in that case, I'll make him sit down for a bowl with me.
He said, in that case, I'll make him sit down for a bowl with me. I just love that. It's just like, I don't even know what Toy's favorite is. Gotta be piping hot udon. You like cold soba, he probably likes hot udon.
Probably. We have a shot of Deku and Araka looking out at the city. We'll put a stop to them, for sure.
This is already looking like we're getting close to that sketch Horikoshi drew of them both falling in the sky.
Mm-hmm. The closest thing, really. We have this interesting like layout here. After seeing that panel of like Deku and Araka, right below it, it's just nothing but white. And then right below that, from black to white, like it's literally like the Photoshop, like meter of like how you want to like make your gradient from white to black.
Exactly.
At the left, you see like a remote, and All For One holding this. The day of the operation, as he says, shall we? To be continued. In 7 days.
Like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Okay, so in quick review, I definitely like the setup of this one. The extreme quiet before the storm. It actually, to be honest, I wasn't really like thinking that'd be as like calm as it is here. I was thinking it was gonna be a little bit too eerie, but I think it's one of those things where like it kind of emphasizes the point, but it is definitely like a similar vibe to like any other like movie or show or video game where like the final fight is like about to come up, but in this short period of time, like take care of what you need to take care of. In this case, I think that focuses really like everyone else's like feelings, as well as Deku just trying to like have this little subplot going on about like talking to Araka, thanking her for what she had done previously. And you can tell it's been kind of like a delayed bit, especially since they literally just moved out of residential area and moved into like their new living quarters. I loved seeing UA like or Class 1A interacting with their folks as much as they could in just one page. I love the fact that the movements that they're doing is something unexpected to even the informants, the spies of All for One, but all the same, it's not one of those things where like, oh, we weren't expecting this at all, we're screwed. It's like, oh well, that's unexpected, but I guess everything will still go according to plan regardless.
That's how you know that they're planning this.
Yeah, they've been keeping an eye out, and All for One's been like planning things out as the information.
This time the heroes are planning it out.
Yeah, they're taking lead regardless. So it gives me the sense that like All for One still like has a leg up, but UA is also not just sitting around. They're also like trying to like do movements here and there.
They are ready to throw hands.
Mm-hmm. So seeing everyone move out, seeing everyone say their goodbyes, and then finally almost without like a skip of the beat, we do see them like moving in and unpacking. Deku immediately catches Araka just kind of looking out to the city. I kind of like it's weird because like their dynamic obviously like in the beginning really felt like she's just like the love interest like character, but she's definitely like over the course of the stories like grew into her own. We may not get like 100% of like every single thought that runs through her head and how she wants to like improve here and there, but she's definitely been a character like just not of the focus of the viewers, but she is a character that is slowly building on her own off time, just like off camera. And
absolutely,
the fact is that she almost like kind of comes off as like a main character for her own sakes, and we just only get like little tidbits like shown off here and there. I think that obviously the elephant in the room is just like the question about like how their relationship builds like going forward. 100% ship, but they are like Horikoshi and the writers here are paying like very careful attention to not like try to overstep here and there. Obviously there's like a little bit of like that hints there, but there's
they're thinking very hard about the relationship,
but they understand that like there's like other circumstances around it that don't make it like make that feel necessary or like wanted at this time. So they're definitely making it like just they're taking steps towards it, but they're not outright like making the big gigantomachia steps.
Not yet.
I just like how the way that they do that, but also just kind of like push forward like this idea that Deku also has, bringing that back up, was the fact that like Uraraka like finally reflects on talking about Toga, because I was also wondering about that too. And of course Deku like had like a big speech like in the One for All space, where it really was the thing where like he reflects on the fact that he's seen like Shigaraki as the big bad. He knows he has to fight him, but if he could, seeing that little child that was needing help, go out and save like him. And Uraraka also was thinking the same way, but them like conversing together kind of like well, at least like in my eyes helps to kind of clear Uraraka's mind that like so she's not like the weird one here. Like these two kind of like share a lot more in common than they would ever like imagine, even to the idea of like what the villains might be thinking, like what makes them like how they are, and is there a way to like stop or save them. But they also understand that it's not as easy as forgiving them. Something's gonna happen, but something like about them, like those thoughts don't just kind of like walk away from that. So in this case, they don't really have much of a solution. The ultimate thing that they have is just that they'll just stop them, whatever like the conflict happens. But aside from that, I do like that dynamic. They finally were able to like talk one-to-one after like a good while. So I think that was much needed, for one, just like them as characters, and two, for the fan base, obviously.
You gotta have a fan base.
But I also, just as you said it, I also really like this dynamic. Before I even saw Bakugo, I only just saw the three, Kirishima, Ida, and Todoroki, and I immediately thought about like the things that happen in Hosu, how these guys end up like being like roped in together for like circumstances, and the fact is that, I mean, they're way past it now, but you know they've kind of seen some crazy stuff just as a group. And here it's interesting because obviously Bakugo has met like the Todoroki family. Ida has an older brother. Kirishima is just the dude. He's your dude. But it's kind of like an interesting little council session that are having. Not much is being spoken about it. It's just simply the fact that like Todoroki is just like telling them about this plan that they have. Dabi being like the biggest issue, but he's also, you know, Shoto's like sibling, so that's kind of like conflicting. It's a little bit of an issue. So I'm glad that these other three are like talking to him, even if Bakugo doesn't really show like he cares.
It's got to be piping hot udon. Has to be.
It has to be. I like Bakugo's character development has been an interesting one to see. Like, obviously, he's always shown that, like, or gives off the vibe that he doesn't really care or anything like that, but he does.
Right now he's just putting on the guys. He's just joking.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's like super cool. Just to see like everyone just kind of like loosen up, especially Shoto, because like, I mean, damn dude, like he is the traumatized kid.
As a baby.
But he's still able to laugh, and he was able to smile. And
he got jumped as a baby.
He really did. He got that Stewie face and everything.
Dude, that face is still hilarious.
But oh man. Like both, I guess, like Shoto's intentions, like he kind of wants to bring back Toya in some form. And then we get the immediate shot afterwards, which is pretty much carrying, like the way that they have it like spread out is that like this is kind of the same like intentions as Shoto as well. But this is a shared thought between Uraraka and Deku, is that they'll stop both Toga and Shigaraki. But it kind of carries the same sentiment as like probably what Shoto's thinking about right now in regards to Toya. So I think about that. But of course, we get the shot of like all fun that last panel. So much for reflections after the fact. So that's pretty much it. So we have no idea of what's going to happen next chapter. All we have is like a whole 7 days until then. But we just get a glimpse of it, of what might happen. It all starts...
What might be happening, you know?
It all starts with some kind of remote.
Now.
So it looks like I can only like predict that like the next chapter will still be like a kind of a focused hero like perspective, but we can definitely see like either or even like a mix of the two. So this is definitely shaping up as like this is the final arc, even though that was stated like many chapters ago. It's all actually just one. But man, this is getting intense for sure.
It's getting really intense, and like honestly, this next arc is going to be really just I don't even know how it's going to go down, but I just know it's going to be intense every step of the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I kind of wanted to see like how this operation goes. They obviously have been doing a lot of stuff in the background, a lot of things that we don't really know of. Obviously, the Class 1A's like out there, they've been doing a lot of background stuff, doing a lot of search effort stuff. But that could also lead to other things as well that we just don't know about. There's a huge plan that we don't know about, which I hope gets like brought to light. I think maybe next chapter or so, whichever. But I guess for now, we'll just have to wait. I think this is a solid chapter, just like as a nice in between, just a nice chapter just to chill out for a bit, because all these other chapters like bring just a lot of like turmoil for some of these characters, like trauma that just gets unearthed for the viewer. And it's just nice to have just a nice little bit of banter here and there, and just honestly goodness thoughts being like told from character to character instead of just like bottled up, and the viewers only viewers can or readers are only able to discuss it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Did you have any other thoughts about the chapter, Mark?
It was pretty straightforward, this chapter. I mean, I'm definitely enjoying the development between Uraraka and Izuku. I think that it's nice to see the humor between the group, like we said. And fuck, dude, I just don't know what what we should expect for the next. All we know is expect all out war.
Yeah. Oh my god. And yeah, I guess I have nothing else to say. I'm just like, I'm sitting here in anticipation too for the next chapter. So I guess that's pretty much it on my end. So all right, in that case, next time we'll be reading what was it, 343, which will be in 7 days, so it'll just be another week. So we won't be having that hiatus unless like further specified. But all right, we will go ahead and I guess call it here. So yeah. Alrighty. So thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in for another manga chapter stream. This has been chapter 342, and we'll see you guys next week for chapter 343. So till then, take care, everyone. #bye, everyone. We'll see you guys next time.